Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. Your host Frank Holder here with you with a slight cold. Waiting for the guys to come in, but my man Mo is in the building. So Mo, what's happening,
Yo,
bro?
yo, what's going on? What's going on? I
I
like
see you
that.
got your giant stuff on, representing, huh?
Yes, sir. You know how I get down. I like that Harvard hoodie. What's that, a Harvard little pull-up you got on
Yeah,
there?
yeah. Don't even try that. Don't go there. Don't try that.
What you I'm
You trying to
serious.
crack? If you trying to crack, I see you
No,
doing.
I like it. I actually, you know what, Frank? Oh
That's what
gosh.
happens when you crack too many jokes. I
I
don't
was
take.
I wasn't cracking a joke, man. I wasn't cracking a joke, man. Who's gonna be on who's on with us today? What we doing today?
Today we get ready to do this the same show as I text the guys at, and let me just text and say where y'all at, where y'all at, where are you y'all at?
Who we waiting for? Mike Sean and talent.
My man T just came in the building. T's in
I'm
the
just
building.
sitting here. You sitting there typing. I'm sitting here, wasting a whole minute and a half sitting there. This nigga talking about where y'all at.
We outside.
Right here.
We outside.
Only talent would do that. Only talent.
I'm looking right at this dude, a minute and a half, talking about where we at. Look at the damn screen, Leroy. I'm right
He's in the damn screen, Leroy.
Mike Shaw's in the building too. Mike, what's happening?
What's good, fellas?
We're gonna have a great show today, man. Because even though a lot of things jumped off last night, I'm gonna start with what everybody's talking about this morning, man. The LeBron James thing, everything else. I'm gonna start with UT as usual. I want to ask you, talent. Now LeBron James got the scoring record, right? Is he considered the greatest of all time now, in your opinion?
Oh boy.
Because that's the topic everybody's talking about.
Oh God.
Everybody talk about it.
It's not gonna change. That's not gonna change it.
It changed. It seems like it changed everybody on ESPN. I'm like, y'all forgot about Michael Jordan? Is
Well,
LeBron?
people that it changed the comment for them. They're looking for a reason. They're looking for extra validation. Again, there's like these little things that make you pick whoever your grade is anyway, which is ironic in my life. My favorite player is Magic Johnson, but
That's my favorite player.
that's my favorite player all the time. But I understand the arguments of others, and if I go by the accolades of arguments, the only reason I say Jordan is because of the way he did it, and he did something that I don't think we'll see in our lifetime, or if ever again. When is the next time we're going to see a single player get three-peat twice? I think you put it out of the stratosphere when you do something like that. There's always these things that stand out. Now, to me, forever in the day, I'm gonna argue down Magic Johnson, like for so many reasons. I mean, obviously how great he was as a player, but just as he had that thing that a lot of people lack that I haven't seen, where you can make everybody around you better. Like, what is that? Where is that? Like, to this day, I can't figure that one out. He's like the Rakim of the NBA.
Ooh, that's a good analogy.
So LeBron, accolade after accolade, at least listen. I think somebody said it yesterday in the barbershop. Like, listen, generation by generation is going to pick their guy.
That's it.
Generation after generation is going to pick their guy or girl. And at the end of the day, you can't. I mean, you can argue for argument's sakes, but you really can't defy them what they feel, because that's what they lived through. We live what we lived through, and it was super amazing. And now with them watching LeBron and living through LeBron the last 20 years is amazing to them.
I understand that. I get that debate. Michael Sean, it's your turn for the debate. Now that LeBron James got the scoring record last night for Kareem Abdul Jabaar, in your mind, is he considered the best of all time?
This is all opinion.
Right.
It's all subjective on how you check the boxes. It's all subjective on what you put. I was saying LeBron James was the greatest all-around player I've ever seen before he broke. This record doesn't change anything for me. It just means if you want to debate, these people say he's not one of the greatest scorers ever. It's nonsense. He's got one of the highest scoring averages in history. He's got one of the highest scoring averages in playoff history. He's got the most buzzer beaters in playoff history. But if you choose to think that Michael Jordan is better than LeBron, I don't want to debate that, because you have every right, because Jordan checked the boxes that you felt were most important. People say we're not going to see anybody three-peat again. I can't argue that. But what I can say is if we have a dialogue, what I can say is championships are team awards. Michael Jordan went into every playoff finals with the better team. That's not taking anything from Michael Jordan, but he doesn't win a championship if the general manager doesn't make the moves that he made to reload the Bulls. He doesn't make the championship if the general manager doesn't fire Doug Collins and put in Phil Jackson. It's a team effort to win 6 championships. So when we go to the individual stuff, that's when LeBron, stacks everything up. And at the end of the day, it is obnoxious. And I will say again, it is obnoxious to be the greatest scorer of all time and be top 4 in assists. That is unheard of. That doesn't even make any sense that you can score that many points and assist on that many points. And if we add all of that together, this is an obnoxious achievement. But once again, it's just my opinion. And if you choose Michael Jordan, I can't fight that. Michael Jordan is on the Mount Rushmore of all-time athletes ever to step on any field, any court, any piece of ice, any gymnastics, and anything. It's like, dog. But the obsession in our society is we have to find out. We have to decide who's better. They're just not. There is no better. I don't know for a fact if Muhammad Ali was better than Joe Louis. I don't know that. And I'll never know that. So I would just leave this. Let it be what it is. Choose your player and stop arguing a debate that there's no real answer to. There's no answer to it.
Okay. All right. Rodney Perry's also joined the show. Rodney, how you doing, Uncle Rod? How you doing?
It's all good, man. How y'all doing?
All right. Mo, give me your take on this, man. Is LeBron James considered the best of all time to you now that he got the scoring record?
No, not the best, because every generation has their greatest of all time. I said it the other day, but you can't argue it. Every generation has the one that they consider the greatest. After LeBron, it's going to be somebody else in another.
So there is no greatest of all time.
Every generation has the one that they see that they want to put up there to represent the greatest.
No, but there's only one greatest, so there is no greatest to you.
All right,
there is no greatest.
Right, let him finish. Go ahead.
I'm just saying every generation has their own. We can argue it. How come we're not saying Bill Russell's the greatest of all time when he got 11 rings? How come they're not saying Kareem is the greatest?
Kareem got everything. Kareem got everything.
Yeah, Kareem has won on every single level. Something that Jordan and LeBron and all them didn't do for a while. Come on, Kareem came from the ultimate high school team, college, unbeaten in college. But they say Jordan. And you know what? In another 10, 15 years, Lil Baby from East Side is going to be up as the argument for the greatest of all time when he get into the NBA.
And if that's Zion Williamson, Lil Baby, then you're right about that. Rodney Perry, you got the floor, Brad. You got the summer jam. What's your take? Is LeBron James considered the best of all time now, in your opinion, now after he made that scoring accomplishment?
You over there drinking Metamucil shakes again?
I'm drinking water. You don't know nothing about that.
Leave him alone.
I'm drinking water, and you ain't had no water in 6 months. Okay. Does the scoring time? A guy that's never been known for scoring. Nobody has ever stopped and noted LeBron scoring, and apparently he's been scoring like a mug. Mm-hmm. So is he the greatest of all time? It's hard to besmirch the name of the great Michael Jordan. But before he closes the door on basketball, he will be considered that, I believe. Not right this second, but at 40,000 points, 43,000 points possibly, he could definitely very well be considered shattering of the passing record, shattering of the scoring record. You have to lend some credence, and we talk about championships, but I mean, let's not forget that basketball is a team sport. Right. I mean, we look at individual accolades, but LeBron is a great teammate. you don't have to like it, but he's been there for a very long time, and there's arguments for every person, whether it's Bill Russell or Kareem Abdul Jabbar or Kobe Bryant for that matter. There's arguments for all of them. So at the end of the day, to be in that conversation, if I was a GM and I was picking a guy, I would pick LeBron James.
T, are we overlooking some of the accomplishments LeBron James has done and underappreciating him now because we are older and the younger cats, are appreciating him more? Is that what we doing?
No. Again, people make decisions, bro, that we are what I would like to consider this NBA, as opposed to when I was a kid watching the NBA. This is a way more woke NBA. This is a way more business savvy, social savvy, player oriented, trying to 50-50 player ran league. So when you do one thing, I understand it on one era, but it could, in the words of Rodney Perry, it could besmirch your name in another way. And like a perfect example is this. LeBron picking to manufacture these championship teams and move around and cut the deals and extensions that he wants was great business stuff for him and his empire, enterprise, and family. Business-wise, not mad at you, bro. You did the best business things you could do in 20 years of playing in the league. However, as a player and a competitor, you're going to lose points when people look at how you did it. Even if you get the chip, if I go on stage in a comedy contest and I feel, I don't know, a little apprehensive and thinking that I might lose and I want to secure the victory, and I take 10 minutes of Mike jokes, I take 10 minutes of Rodney jokes, and I take 10 minutes of Mo jokes to win this competition. Now, I won. Ain't no if and but about it. I'm the champ. But Negro's going to look how I did it. And they're going to say, I don't respect how T did it. That ain't even his joke. So blah, blah, blah. So when you look at a ball player in competition and you look how LeBron did it to manufacture the championship, I'm not talking about his personal little accolades along the way. I'm leading in this. I did this because we all know in the last 10 years, they were making up brackets I ain't never heard of. And I've been following NBA since it was just the end. So, but the ones that are important that we can't snap about, you can't. He's the all-time leading scorer now. Ain't nothing you can do about that. How did he get there? He scored the points.
Okay. All right.
But when you look at a champion, you go, well, he got X amount of rings, and we go back to history and we play back how he got the ring. You're always going to have people that could, the asterisk people, say, well, yeah, but he grabbed Bosh and Wade, who was already two more top 5 players in their position, and got it together. Of course you won it. You know what I mean? When you look at like Boston did the same thing when KG and all them stacked the deck over there and won. It was more, you know why nobody's saying that about a KG? Because KG was at the end of his shit, and everybody's like, he's so good, we want to see him get a chip. He's almost done, and he ain't got no chip. So you're rooting for that to happen to Ray Allen, him to get those chips, and Paul Pierce. But LeBron is the greatest. He's the face of the league. So how he does it is going to play back or how you look at him. And people always say, like, even I think Mike brought up, we keep skipping over Kobe. But I understand skipping over Kobe. As great as Kobe was, if you have a guy that gets did everything he did as what we would call emulating or mimicking Michael Jordan, then you're not in the argument. You're going to go to the original and not the replica. Mm-hmm. So I understand why that argument skips him at times, but I also understand that you got these group of people who's not going to give him the whole, I still think Jordan and blah, blah, blah. And all that does is go down to how it was done, what was done, when it was done, and how it was done. But he's great, bro. Like, I can't, nobody is on this show is stupid enough or ignorant enough to take his accolades away or try to act he's less than, or no, that's not the case. But again, his generation, to them, he's their GOAT. And I get it.
Okay, so but the argument is a lot of people try to dispute this. What about this, Mike? What about the fact that the 3-pointer really was instituted late in Kareem's in Kareem's career, and LeBron got I don't know how many thousands of 3-pointers, and he broke the record with the 3-pointer. Do you take anything away with the 3-point addition to him breaking the record, or it doesn't really mean anything?
It doesn't. I get it. Kareem wasn't going to shoot 3-pointers, even if 3-pointers were in the game.
Right.
That was not where he was the most unstoppable. That wasn't what he did. That just wasn't. So I don't take that into account in any way of fashion. But I will say this about this whole thing about, and talent's not the only one. People say this all the time about LeBron manufactured championship teams. I want to give somebody a hint here. Every team that's a champion has been manufactured. It's just that now a player did it. So people got upset.
Yeah.
The Lakers manufactured a dynasty by doing what? By getting Kareem from Milwaukee. And they brought him in there. Then they bamboozled the team to get a number 1 pick, and they got Magic. That's manufacturing. Even Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, Ron Harper were manufactured. They were brought in. Deion Sanders went to the 49ers. They manufactured a championship. Then he went to the Cowboys. They manufactured a championship. That is just what GMs do. The only problem is, and I think this narrative started with white guys getting pissed that black guys decided, I'm going to decide where I'm going to go to manufacture this. That was the issue. And it's been a sticking point with people saying, oh, he just runs and he puts championship teams together. Dog, that's what you're supposed to do. And guess what? A lot of players have tried to duplicate that and have failed miserably. When Westbrook went over there and played with Harden in Houston, failed. When Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett went to Boston, failed. We know what happened in Brooklyn, failed. It's not as easy as you think, so I don't think it should be a negative on LeBron because he had the foresight to understand, why should I let them send me somewhere where they want to send me when they want to send me? I think the issue, and the reason why I applaud LeBron, because the most disrespectful thing in NBA history is how Michael Jordan was treated after winning that second three-peat. And that dude decided that he was going to break up that team. That is a disgusting move, and that set the stage for players going, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to make the first chess move, and I'm going to decide where I'm going. So I don't, that old thing that I've heard on ESPN, FS1, that he's running, he made championship teams. Every championship team is made.
Beautiful soliloquy there, Michael Sean. I like that. Everything you said on point. My man Mo, talk to me about Kareem not getting nowhere near as many 3-pointers to break this, create the scoring title record. But LeBron got thousands, So does that take away anything from you because he got 3-pointers?
Damn right he takes away from me. And because they sit here talking about he broke the record quicker than Kareem. Yeah, because there was no 3-point line. That's that extra point. Them points add up. Them twos and fews add up. Is he a great player? Yes. Is he a great scorer? Yeah. But when he had gotten to that scoring title without that extra point, nope. He never would have got there. But it's different. No, this is a different league. It's a different time, a different era. So things are more acceptable than weren't before. Things are done differently. And we have to, the only thing nothing's going to stay the same. We can't get mad because things are not the way we want them to be. The only thing that's consistent is change. So get used to it.
Rodney Perry, you get the final floor on this bid. Do you think it takes away anything from LeBron James using 3-pointers to break the score record versus him, with Kareem, who really had 1 or 2 3-pointers?
Well, first of all, you got to take into consideration that this is a regular season award. This does not count any of his points he scored in the postseason. He would have dwarfed this whole thing 8 years ago. So no, it's not a 3. It's not. First of all, LeBron has never been more than a 25-30% 3-point shooter anyway. So that's not what he hangs his hat on anyway. But does it make a difference that it was during the 3-point era? I say no, because like Mike Sean said, Kareem wasn't shooting no threes. Anyway, now, do you fast forward and put Kareem as a big man now? Guess what? You put him against Shaq, he gets dominated. You put him against Wilt, he gets dominated. I mean, Kareem Abdul Jabbar is a great guy, but there's a lot of guys in history that would have whooped his butt.
He played against Wilt.
Yeah, he beat Wilt.
But he beat Wilt at the end of his career too.
I think we're forgetting what Kareem was. He wasn't getting dominated by Shaq because Shaq
ain't nobody dominating Kareem. You crazy?
Shaq would have to cover him too.
He personified that position.
He would dominate Shaq, in my opinion, and y'all can't change it.
That's what we said.
Mm-hmm.
I said no. I said Shaq would dominate him. I'm sorry. Shaq would absolutely dominate Kareem Abdul Jabbar, in my opinion. Right. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, what about? It's some great centers in history, man, that nobody's even talking about. You know, Hakeem the Dreamer Olajuwon was cold. That same weight, same style. So we can move guys around history and say, oh, they would have been better here, better there. But the reality is numbers don't lie, man. Numbers don't lie. You know, I don't want to dismiss the man's records. That's fine. But this
wait, what?
This record you can't dismiss. It ain't fantastic. It's not manufactured. It's the most points anybody ever scored. And one-on-one. And how about this? He did it without a father.
Oh, damn.
Well, you know, that don't count.
That counts.
Nah, everybody on box seats ain't got a father, please.
Whoa. My dad's right here.
Yeah,
that ain't your father, Mike. We'll talk later. We'll talk later, son. We'll talk later, son.
Wow. Last question of LeBron. Is LeBron James?
I love this show.
Is LeBron James on your Mount Rushmore of all-time NBA best players?
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't know I was on the screen.
Yeah, you're on screen. You're on Summer Jam.
You got to say something good about him. Go ahead.
I know the answer. You know what the answer is.
Okay, how many people going to Mount Rushmore?
10. Fuck it. 10.
No, 4.
10, absolutely he's on my Mount Rushmore. No question about it. Hands down, I will fight you if you try to take him off my Mount Rushmore of 10 players.
4.
Now, if you bring it down to the real 4, it's tough. But yes, you got to put him there now. I mean, you had to put him there anyway, even if the scoring title was just icing on the cake. We talked about something that always goes remiss about LeBron. Something nice, Rodney. Press record.
That was nice.
People are like, yo, when you look at LeBron right now, season 20, all his faculties clicking. He's playing as good as he is now, season 15, season 14, his conditioning. And this is something that, it is funny because it came up this morning in the barbershop. A lot of big time players making all this money, but it's funny what they'll spend the money on and what's important to them. You know what's important to LeBron? He knew in his mind he wanted to play a certain amount of time, and he invests all year round, every year, in his physical attributes and what he can do in his athleticism. He spends hundreds of thousands of dollars in training and staying fit so that he can do this in a duration that nobody else is doing it. Yeah, guys hang around 19, 20 seasons, but look how their 19, 20 season be looking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just be looking at him because of what they did in the past. He's still doing. Like, it's not like he's just a guy on the team dishing the ball out and, oh yeah, go LeBron. No, he's still dominant. He's still running the floor. He showed you that other game when he had to curse Memphis out. He showed you, dude, I still got the switch. He cursed the dude out, said, you're going to stop effing disrespecting me. I don't play that shit. And he took the ball out and he went coast to coast and yammed it. And said, I'm going to get a hot dog. Oh, yes.
Did what he do.
Michael Sean, is LeBron James on your Mount Rushmore?
Yes. That's all I'm going to say. If you add it up to me, if you had to pick one, yes. There was only one person on Mount Rushmore. Yes. Ooh. You can go on the Mo.
Whoa. Okay.
I can't wait to see a hate finagle this into LeBron James.
Mo, is LeBron James on your Mount Rushmore?
No.
Whoa.
No.
Oh.
It's Dylon, and no, I'm just kidding. yeah, he goes on there. LeBron goes up there, man. But it's hard to make a Mount Rushmore with the players to these days. It's hard. Who's going? That four can switch easily. Because I mean, it's easy to say LeBron can go. It's easy to say LeBron can't go, but I'll put him up there.
Okay. All right. Rodney Perry. Is LeBron James on your Mount Rushmore
Ooh.
of all-time players? All time.
Ooh.
Not only is LeBron James on my Mount Rushmore, he's on the back of Mo's chair.
LeBron is Mike Short's father. Go ahead.
LeBron is my father, for the record. No, hey man. I mean, again, guys, I realize you guys, and how about this, Frank Holder? These are guys that hated the Bulls. These guys hated the Bulls. Just Michael Jordan.
He did.
And then they have the audacity to go on and besmirch the name of the great LeBron James. I will say this for the last time.
What's that?
Not only is LeBron James an awesome basketball player,
right?
Did you see his sons?
Well, let's not bring that up. His sons was wearing Jordan.
Of course. we all love Michael Jordan.
Yeah, no. This is your dad's big night.
You can look and see the man's semen at work.
I knew it was gonna get uncomfortable. Rodney knows how to make it uncomfortable. He knows how to make it uncomfortable.
Look at Michael Jordan's son. He out there gallivanting around the world with Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. That don't bother y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rodney Perry, the educator. And I know what you're thinking. Rodney's not an educator. Yes, he is. You know why? Because before Box Seats was on the air, I've never knew the word besmirch. So go ahead, Frank.
There it is. Beautiful. I would like to say LeBron's not my father. Look at my hair.
He is definitely not your father.
All right, so Kyrie Irving left. He got interviewed by Dallas last night, Dallas team and everything else. And Dallas, he made a statement last night saying he felt he had been disrespected by the Brooklyn Nets. Now, let's not forget, Kyrie Irving is making his debut tonight against the Clippers, and everybody's looking forward to that. Even though Luka's not playing tonight, everybody's looking forward to see how they're going to pair up together. Do you think Kyrie Irving was disrespected, or he's just saying something on his way out, T?
No, I think I pretty much know he is. Let me tell you what you don't do. Even for a Kyrie, who's considered in many rights weird, whatever. Here's what you don't do. This is how I know something had to happen. You don't go through what this man just went through months ago and then come back out of the blue and go, trade me. I demand a trade. Something had to happen in there. Because A, you went through all the rigmarole they put you through to get back to normal, sleep, even sleep. Then you start balling out. And you're doing your thing. I mean, he's balling out. Everybody's happy. Oh, that's Kyrie. He still got it, blah, blah, blah. And then I demand you to trade me. That means that the conversation went left. And see, here's the thing, and all these guys are entertainers, and we be in these rooms as entertainers and comics, that how someone says something when we're handling our business can be taken very disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? And Mike and Mo and Rodney, we've all been there behind closed doors, cutting our deals or on a phone call, a conference call, and you're doing your business. And how something is said or put to you, you feel slighted or disrespected and go, you know what? And it could get to a point where you say, just take me off that show. I'm not going to do that show. No disrespect. I don't want to get in an argument, but I feel a certain way. Whether I tell you how I feel or not is irrelevant. I may just say, get another comedian. I'm gonna go do a different thing or whatever because I felt disrespected. No one wants to show up for work knowing that you have some sort of underlying animosity or disrespect level of me and my performance. So I know what it was. He's worried about securing his future going forward. He's winding down to that part of the contract where, okay, this is the part where we talk, guys, and put a little extension on it, put some respect on my name. And Brooklyn politely said, let's wait or try to drag it out. And in that, I guarantee in that, something was said or done in a certain manner that he was like, you know what? I'm good. Because he knows his worth. One thing we know about Kyrie is that man walks and wears his worth on his chest and his shoulders. He knows his worth. They don't try to break this man 100 ways from Sunday. And he's hanging there every time from COVID to family emergencies, to this now anti-Semitic remark and all it. He was accused of everything but pedophilia.
God.
But he stood the course. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Michael Sean, what's your thoughts on this? Do you think he was disrespected and everything that we know of right now?
All right, let me just say this properly. Number one, in America, it's unfair, but it's not unfair. When somebody pays you a total of $136 million, people really find it hard to listen to somebody saying you got disrespected. That's the bottom line on that. Not saying he was wrong, not saying he could have felt, and Talent was 1,000% right that this meeting probably went left. But I think Kyrie has gotten to the point where he knows the backlash he's going to get when he says certain things and he doesn't care anymore. Because he knows when he says Brooklyn disrespected me, what everybody's going to say. Like, what are you talking about, dog? They just didn't. They were scared to extend that contract and give you a guaranteed contract because you didn't show up here. You didn't show up here. You didn't show up here. And we don't know if something happens that you may take a stand for something and say, that's that. I'm not doing it. He might just say he's not standing for the national anthem one day. We don't know. I respect him from doing that. But if he's upset about the backlash he gets, then he has to understand you're kind of tone deaf when you say certain things in these press conferences. But I don't think he cares. I watched the Abdul Rauf documentary on Showtime, Stan, when he said he had it and he was tired. And when he went on with Brian on Inside Sports with the white dude, and he said 9/11, and they said, do you think bin Laden did it? He said, I don't know. I don't know if bin Laden did it. Because he had it. He said, I knew what was coming. I knew what they were going to say, but I'm going to speak my mind. So Kyrie hasn't said he's mad about the backlash. If he is upset about the backlash he's got from that press conference, then you're kind of crazy right there. Because when you said it, it made me cringe. The best you could have done was just been like, listen, it didn't work out the ideal way I thought it was going to work out in Brooklyn. And I did my best while I was on the court. And we could have just ended it at that. But saying he felt disrespected rubs people the wrong way.
It really does.
It just does. And I rep for Kyrie Irving. Absolutely.
It really does.
But how does it rub somebody the wrong way if we not in the room and privy to what happened that he got disrespected?
Well, I think it rubs people the wrong way simply because when they hear, they will never be privy to what happened in that meeting. And unless you acknowledge what happened in the meeting, then all we can go by is what you're saying, and then we have to form an opinion on it.
Mo, what's your take on this, bro? Do you feel that Kyrie Irving was disrespected?
No, I don't think Kyrie Irving was disrespected because I don't think that he wanted to be in Brooklyn anyway. We just got to talk about how they're manufacturing teams, how LeBron has manufactured teams and GMs. I think what happened was they tried to manufacture another team out in LA, put in for the trade, demand the trade, and we're going to scoop you up. And they didn't think that somebody else would come in and get him. That's what it was. It was a deal. Listen, put in for this trade. Make them get you out of here. Because they're gonna get tired of you if you do one more thing. He knew he was on his last leg in Brooklyn. If he do one more thing, he knew he was out. He thought he was gonna go to LA. He thought he was going. We all said it. Everybody said he going to the Lakers want him. He needs to go to the Lakers. He want to be in LA. He thought he was gonna go to LA. He didn't think he was gonna land in Dallas.
Rodney Perry, do you think he felt disrespected? You think Kyrie Irving was disrespected?
Oh,
Here we go.
Rodney got sunglasses on. I feel disrespected.
I just feel like playing the Isley Brothers right now.
Here goes, guys. And I'll say this to the Brooklyn Nets and any other organization. You don't own me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't own me. I'm not a piece of property. I feels like a piece of property, but I'm not. What did they do a couple of years ago? Oh, we're going to change the idea of owners. We're going to call them governors. Well, guess what? They still walk around like they own human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so if you don't act right, then we're not going to pay you? Get the fuck. What? We did a deal.
Yep.
Guess what? Owners go back on deals all the time. If you're not a marquee player, your ass could be up out of any city with your family. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
How dare y'all? How dare us allow Kyrie Irving is the bravest man in sports. He said, man, I'm not taking the jab and didn't take it. To me, it's gangster. Kyrie Irving is gangster. He deserves his money, and you will pay him because what? The only leveling field they got in sports is he can still play. If that boy got on the court in the last 6 months and was whack, guess what? He would be at their mercy, but he's not. He's not at their mercy because Kyrie Irving can still play. Do I think he's going to be worth a damn out there in Dallas? Ain't no balls on the court for him and Luka. They need another ball, at least 2 or 3 more balls on the court. But the fact that this guy was able to make a stand and they still call him out on the COVID stance. Oh, no, well, he deserves to make a stand. But at the same double talk goes back and go, how dare you make a stand? You know, the same thing that woman said to LeBron, why don't you shut up and play basketball? They're still doing that, guys, and it's absurd. I'm done.
Great soliloquy, Rodney Perry. Great soliloquy. Now it's time for our Super Bowl preview. Here it is, T. We got the Chiefs playing the Eagles. Who has the most to lose? Not to win. Who has the most to lose? Is it the Chiefs or the Eagles, in your opinion?
The Chiefs, obvious. That's a no-brainer. I mean, Eagles ain't got nothing to lose. They shouldn't even be there.
No,
you know, they end up surprising everybody with a nice season, with minimum losses, and got there. So they have the least to lose because you know what I mean. The weight is on Kansas City's shoulder, and particularly Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Those names are the names that win, lose, or draw we're going to be talking about. In a major way. As good as Kelsey is, he's not going to be a scapegoat. He would have to get out there and play horrible under turf. He would have to cough up 4 or 5 fumbles and missed passes, and he would have to stink it up for 4 quarters for him to be the subject if they lose. 9 times out of 10, I put my money on 99.9%. If they, by some chance, lose, we're going to be beating up Mahomes and we're going to be beating up Andy Reid. Probably, not even probably, it'll be more Mahomes than Andy Reid for the simple fact of the kind of season he had. See, here's the thing, like we're just talking about the NBA. We got to understand, guys, there's a difference in whether you're a coach, player, or management. We talk about the business of the game and, yeah, the management put teams together and fix it all the time, but because that's their job. The minute you do it as a player, not that you can't, but the minute you do it, understand you raise the level of scrutinizing. As a player, see, the coach ain't got to get out there and touch no balls, ain't got to hike nothing, ain't got to call. He's on the side with a headset and the clipboard. He ain't got to get out there one time. You know when he get out there? When you call timeout and he just want to turn his back to the crowd and talk to the quarterback. That's the only time you see him touch the field. That's it. So the scrutiny going to be heavy on the QB for A, because this great season he's had, B, because he's, we already done crowned Mahomes superstardom, and he's the quarterback. And he's playing the actual game. So I think the weight is on his shoulders more than anybody that's going to be out there. Maybe the kicker. The kicker. If they get one of them kick. What game was that, Mike? 4. Was that Dallas 4?
Yeah.
It was Dallas.
Yeah.
Unless you get another one of them, Frank, we'll be talking about the goddamn kicker.
All right, there it is. Michael Sean, who has more pressure on them to win? Is it the Eagles or is the Chiefs?
Maybe talent is my father because I've agreed with him all. I've agreed with him the entire show. Come to the dark side.
Use the force, Michael.
I'll give you this. Kansas City does have everything to lose because we're very fickle. You can go from being the Kansas City Chiefs to if you go 1-3 in a Super Bowl, 1-2 in Super Bowls, they start calling you the new school Bills. They'll start saying Andy Reid is Marv Levy, and they'll start saying, is Patrick Mahomes the new Jim Kelly? And they'll start disrespecting, so they have a lot to lose. But the one individual that has a ton to lose, Jalen Hurts, if he wins this Super Bowl, basically can tell the Eagles, I will not touch the field until you pay me this, this, and this. There's no leverage like winning a Super Bowl for a team like the Eagles and being a star and being an MVP candidate. It will give him the leverage that all these people in Philly will defend him and say, pay him whatever he wants. Now, he's still going to get a lot of money. But if he wins the Super Bowl, he can put his helmet down and go, this is what I want. There'll be no negotiation. I don't need my agent to walk in here. You ain't got to talk to lawyers. This is what you have to pay me if you want me to come back, even though my contract is not even up. You got to set this whole thing right with me. In that case, personally and financially, Jalen Hurts may have the most to lose.
Okay, I get that part. Makes a whole lot of sense. Mo, what's your take? Super Bowl preview. Who has the most to lose, the Chiefs or the Eagles?
Man, I don't know what kind of monkey oil they drinking. All right. All right.
Monkey oil, greasy poles and monkey oil?
Yeah, monkey oil.
You got a sponsorship?
I wish I did, Mike. I wish I did, baby. Listen, Philly, they've been crowning Philadelphia Super Bowl bound since week 3 of the NFL. Everybody was talking Philly. We didn't even think Kansas City was going to make it this far. We didn't even think Kansas City was going to be a good team before the season started. They were talking about what can he do without Tyreek Hill. And then when the season started, Kansas City didn't jump out beating up on people. Man, Philly got more to lose. They've been yelling Philadelphia since week 3. Now all of a sudden, Kansas City got more to lose. Man, stop drinking the monkey oil, man, for real.
All right, okay.
The monkey oil. If a white guy was on this show and said that, that's racist.
It would have been crazy. It would have been.
Yeah, it would have been crazy.
The story got shut down.
Your monkey oil, monkey.
That's why I said it, because I can get away with it, goddamn it.
Roddy Perry, who you think got most to lose?
Couldn't you say greasy pole?
Man, this is a lot, man, because it pains me to agree with Mo. It pains me to agree with Mo. I was in a thrift store and I saw one of those chairs. And I almost bought it. I think I should have. Here goes.
Come to the fluffy side.
Indeed. The Eagles have much more to lose. We talk about Patrick Mahomes. The guy is still injured, guys. And then you say, well, is Jalen Hurts still injured? Well, if Jalen Hurts is 80%, Patrick Mahomes is 60. You know, I mean, and he can always go, y'all lucky I was injured. And so, by virtue of that, the Eagles still, after turning in the season they turned in, they definitely have more to use. And even for Mike Sean's reason, the guy can really get paid if he gets a Super Bowl. How about this? The short answer is the Eagles. The Eagles / the coach, Andy Reid. Andy Reid's got a lot to lose. Not the team, not even Patrick Mahomes, but Andy Reid and the Eagles had the most to lose. Oh, you can't call him Jim Kelly because Mahomes at least got one Super Bowl. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say the modern day Jim Kelly.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, Rodney, who you got? Eagles or the Chiefs?
Oh, it's easy pick. Eagles all day.
Okay, you got the Eagles. T, who you got? Eagles or
John Wick.
John Wick will shoot you in the head. Yeah, he's gonna.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, bro.
Got the Chiefs. Okay, all right, Mo. Who you got?
All the bet against Mahomes.
Eagles, man. Chiefs can't stop the run. It's the Eagles.
Okay, Mo. Mike, who you got?
Extenuating circumstances. If I had to bet, I'd say that the Chiefs are going to get, like I've been saying, calls. If you ask me who the better all around team is, it's the Eagles. But if I had to bet, I'd bet on the Chiefs because of the circumstances that surround this situation.
Okay, good answer. So, other news.
I tell you who's going to win: the black quarterback.
Well, Ronnie, you didn't even say Patrick Mahomes was black. You said he wasn't black enough, so you can't. Like, you gotta.
He's light skinned, but he's absolutely black.
Okay, all right.
So, other news yesterday was, remember I was talking about Derek Carr in the show yesterday. I was like, Derek Carr's floating. He's taking an interview and everything else now with the New Orleans Saints, and looks like he might sign on with the Saints. Do you like the pairing of Derek Carr to the Saints? T, you think that's a good idea for Derek Carr?
Well, it's a good time for it. I tell you that. The Saints is garbage. So anybody go to the Saints, you want to go, especially him. This fits for him. You know why, Frank? Because it's been kind of disassembling over the last few seasons where anybody that has anything to prove need one of those places they can go and prove it. And for a quarterback, the Saints is that team. You got more room than enough to play with to prove if the last team was the problem or the system or the players they gave you around you. You know, did you not click with those receivers? Were the play calling stinkers, the coaching stinking, or is it you? And the Saints is a playground perfect for them to go and show, like, because everybody else other than me on the show thinks Derek Carr is decent, above average quarterback. I happen to not think that, but here's his chance to show and prove.
Okay, Michael Sean. Derek Carr wants to be released, not traded, and once upon his release, he wants to be able to go and walk on to the Saints. The Saints have interest in him. What do you think? You like it?
How much money do these guys have when you could be like, yo, I'm just get me out of this mega contract that I'm in and don't trade me? Damn.
Very true.
The Saints were like, that is amazing.
Damn.
Now Ronnie Perry said Kyrie's gangster. No, Derek Carr is gangster to be like, yo, I don't want all this money. I just want a fresh start, and I'll negotiate with the Saints. Me and my team will negotiate with the Saints. I was going to say the Saints yesterday when you asked about where Derek Carr could fall. They didn't have a bad season last year. Not a horrible season. They didn't have a good season. They didn't have a horrible season. They had Andy Dalton as their quarterback.
Right.
Now, I do believe Derek Carr is better than Andy Dalton. And I think this could be a good move for him. They still got Kamara. They still got some weapons over there. They still got a pretty good defense. This could be a good move for him. Is it going to shake the needle when it comes to the playoff situation? When it comes to who's going deep into the NFC, conference championship? No. But I think he can make some noise over there with the Saints.
Okay. Mo, you like the thought of Derek Carr going to the Saints?
Yeah, I like that, man. I mean, listen, we just got through talking about the NBA manufacturing teams. I guess the Saints is trying to manufacture them a playoff team. They starting off with Derek Carr. Unlike talent, I think Derek Carr is a high caliber quarterback. It was just about 3 years ago. They were almost on their way to the AFC Championship until Derek Carr got hurt. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. The man was on his way to deep in the playoffs until he got hurt. So, yeah, the Saints is a good fit for him, and they're going to probably put some pieces around him and try to make them a better team. Yeah, why not, man?
Okay, I like that. Where's Mr. Rodney Perry at? There he is, right up the top. Mr. Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts?
This is going to be racist.
And we go.
The monkey oil.
If Derek Carr was a black quarterback, he would be pumping gas. He's mediocre at best.
Thank you.
Treat this guy like he's an all-star. He's just okay. He is the reason, outside of all other craziness they had going on with the Raiders, that they were losing. He couldn't get the ball to the best receiver in the world. Guys.
Thank you.
Derek Carr, if he wasn't white with steely blue eyes, it would be a wrap for him, man. Dude, nobody's even talking about Geno Smith, who had a stellar season, a much better season than Derek Carr.
Preach.
Man, this guy is not good, man. But these white boys get to stick around. Andy Dalton, still around. Lose. Carson Wentz. How many times he got to lose on different teams?
Carson Wentz might be gone now. He might be gone.
Carson Wentz is vacuuming my man, these guys, man, it's really disrespectful the way they treat the black quarterback. I'm glad there's 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, but how about this? It won't change things because the owners are still white. Okay. I talked to a friend of mine today. I said that there's a $750 million lottery won in Washington State. You hear about this? I said, what would you spend your money on? He's a Buffalo Bills fan. He said, I would buy into the franchise. I said, no, you won't. I don't give a damn how much money you got. The white ownership is not going to allow it. And it's disrespectful.
I like that. When we end on that show, we end on that. So we talked about obviously a lot about who everybody's picking and everything else. Is there any surprises we expect to see before we roll up out of here? T, I believe you, before you tell everybody out there how we follow you and everything else. Any surprises we expect, because the trade deadline is tomorrow. NBA trade deadline is tomorrow. Anything you think like?
I would be surprised I would really be surprised if the Lakers don't make a move. That would really shock me as far as the NBA trade deadline, that if they don't make any move at all, like that would be shocking. That would be kind of, to me, writing on the wall that, this thing they tried between Anthony Davis, Westbrook, and LeBron is going to get broken up come off season because they just gave up and said, you know what, we're just going to go to the off season to figure it out. That would shock me because I'm really looking to hear something in the next 24 hours that shakes up that team hopefully for the better for them. Other than that, LeBron you got the last little title and accolade he gonna get. I tell you what, he ain't catching that assist. You see the assist?
Yeah.
John Stockton is at the Bahamas right now with his feet up at a resort. Saying, you don't catch me.
Yeah, I gotta catch him, man. Michael Sean, tell everybody out there how they can follow you. And before you do that, do you expect any major trade, anything major? Because tomorrow's the NBA trade deadline.
First of all, Talon's wrong. John Stockton is nowhere near the Bahamas. He's in a parent pickup line wearing Levi's and Skechers.
He's wearing what's them jeans that Brett Favre wear. Them joints.
Going to the
I didn't say Karl Malone. I said
a surprise. The Laker one is going to be a surprise, but Zach LaVine. If Zach LaVine is still with the Bulls and they still don't move him, I'd be kind of shocked after all the noise that he's made about wanting to be out of there. I would be shocked if he stayed on the team. And you can just hit me at Mike Show and Comedy and check me out tomorrow morning, Media Room 360 on YouTube, and check the morning show out 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Mo, same thing.
The Knicks are going to finally make a move down with R.J. Barrett. I'm telling you, R.J. Barrett is out. Deuce and R.J. Barrett are out. I'm telling y'all now. Watch.
Okay. So Friday morning, we're going to hold you to that. We're going to see what you say about that Friday morning.
This is why they don't let him in the Garden. This is why he can't go to the game.
Yeah.
That's why.
Rodney Perry, you expect anybody to make a major trade by tomorrow?
I'm about to shake up the show when I say this.
What's that?
First of all, Rodney Perry live on all social media. I'm looking for my square to get taken down when I say this.
Well, let me get ready. Go ahead.
AD is out of LA tomorrow.
I can see that.
AD is out of LA. Did y'all see all the accolades that's happening in the stadium, and AD sat his ass down the whole time.
Yeah.
And he only took 9 shots. He only took 9 shots yesterday.
It's some trouble. It's some trouble in LA that we don't know about.
Trouble.
We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Game of the show is boxing. Come on again at 7 and 11. Repeat. That's Mike. That's T. That's Mo. That's Rodney Perry. Thank y'all for watching Box Seats. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'm gonna go lay back down, bro, and get rid of this. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all.
That's a shock.
Goddamn.
Drinking that monkey.